Ties about lunch. It's been a busy day, so some hot wache would be perfect, right? But then again, some banku and pepper and fish too wouldn't be bad at all. Or maybe some rice and stew with some fully loaded Ghanaian salad. Ish, I'm salivating already. Well, whatever is for lunch, we know the perfect beverage to make your lunch time complete. Elevate your lunchtime experience with better malt and discover richness in every sip. Crafted to perfection with the finest ingredients and fortified with vitamin C. Better Malt injects a burst of richness into your day, so grab a bottle of Better Malt and discover the rich taste of 100% true malt today. Yeah, and we're getting into the sports update brought to you by Cowbell Coffee, with you every moment.
The Hitz Sports Update.
Why are you excited?
Good morning, Vito Achu.
Good morning, Charlie. Today the film did down.
It did down. Cry.
Yesterday was
It was a
terrible day for all
It was a
of us.
bad day.
And even in the midst of, or in furtherance of that sober election,
Yeah.
reflection, I would have to make a complaint. There is a part of journalism that I don't only dislike,
Okay.
I absolutely hate with everything in me. Usually when tragedy strikes, that is when we want to scavenge. And that's the only way.
Yeah.
We want to scavenge for exclusives. We
Yeah.
want to
For the clicks, for the trends.
prey on the raw emotions of the aggrieved families, right? The bereaved families, and try to show the world that we saw them crying first.
Yeah.
We saw them sprawling on the floor first, and it doesn't sit well with me. It is one of the things that I cannot defend. I mean, even for those who are, even for a generation that is crazy on reactions, engagements, and the posts, and the money that comes through the door through that, I think we have to do better. I think we have to develop a conscience. I was at the memorial service for the late Christian Achu,
Okay.
and I saw some of my colleagues, whilst his children, who did not even have a full appreciation of what was happening at the time, were with their mother, and they were just going through a mix of emotions. Some of my colleagues were putting microphones and cameras in their faces, asking the kids to tell them how they feel.
I mean,
Where is your sense of judgment? Yesterday, I saw, again, our colleagues, some of the women who have now been rendered widows. There was a woman who was frantically waving the camera and the microphones away, and we still kept filming. This, it makes me very upset because even animals stay true to their nature.
True.
But we have abandoned our nature. So you have seen someone whose husband has just died, someone whose son has just died. She is inconsolable. She's crying. And you think that is a content gold mine. We saw how the press in Portugal handled the late Diogo Jota case. You think the family didn't cry? You think the media houses in Portugal, in Spain, in Europe, those who went to cover it, you think they don't like the engagements and the reach, the numbers they could get from that? But they are deliberate about drawing certain lines.
Yes.
And look, often I always say that these so-called bloggers and influencers have messed up the game because, they don't play by any ethics of the law.
Yeah.
Of journalism. They are not enjoined to any rule book, any of the things that you studied in your journalism or your communication class, the things that my lecturers taught me, they are not because they are practicing blogging.
Yeah.
And it is enabling an environment. It is an enabling environment for people to do all manner of things. But if we say we are journalists, we have to act like journalists.
Yeah.
And do better.
And
So this morning, my message to all of us, every journalist in this country, Asempa, Joy FM, at the everywhere, do better.
Good.
Because we have seen how in the past, the same journalists in this country have covered families that have been bereaved, have covered accident cases, issues of death, and respected. You can tell the story. Look, yesterday, and I was telling a senior colleague of mine that I think that it is very easy and it is possible to go and stand in front of the family house outside of the walls, do your report, speak to the people who are emotionally strong enough, who have clarity of thought to give you a good interview, and then pack your stuff and walk away.
Okay.
You don't need to put a camera in the face of a 16-year-old child who's wailing and doesn't probably have a full appreciation of what is even going on. And here's the thing. There are certain families that you need to protect them from themselves, even if they are the ones asking you to come and cover it. Because there are families whose sons are perhaps the very first successful person in the family.
All right.
The rest of them are not exposed enough to fully understand what they are doing to the family by allowing you access into those private moments. So the greater responsibility lies with us, the journalists, who know better, who have been trained to know better, to understand the lines, the boundaries, and where people's privacy ought to be respected. I have not liked the way we have covered this.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Actually.
Let's move the conversation.
All right.
Yeah? We're here to talk about football, but sometimes that aspect is also important.
Very important.
Football and sports and everything
Very
else.
important.
Well, there's good news for one of our own, even in the midst of all of the chaos, because Black Stars midfielder Francis Abu, he signed a 4-year deal with French League One side Toulouse from Belgian club Cercles Brugge. Charlie, he's paid his dues. He played over 100 games for Cercles Brugge. He scored 3 goals as a midfielder and provided 7 assists. So it is one of those deals where the club can only shake hands and say that, Charlie, you have done well.
Yeah.
Right. And then move the conversation on. They can only shake hands and say, Charlie, you fought. So you know what? We bless you. Go ahead and have your career. He has signed a new 4-year deal with Toulouse in France and is now going to have that adventure. Still on transfers, AFC Burnley, they have completed the signing of French midfielder Leslie Ugochukwu from Chelsea for a fee of £20 million.
Okay.
He's just a 21-year-old who a few years ago joined Chelsea. He's the latest member of Project Chelsea to have been shipped out. Now it looks like Chelsea, the focus has shifted from the being competitive to just turn. You know, they sign the players only to later sell them. But that's what it is. That's what it is. So Leslie Ugochukwu is the latest manifestation of that. More on transfers. Another Chelsea player, Kiernan Disbury Hall, has also joined Everton for a fee in the region of £28 million. Yes, so Tonaton FC. Another. He's a 26-year-old who has now joined for an initial £24 million deal with a further £3 to £4 million due in add-ons. And the word is that those figures are very, very attainable. The add-ons, no, the clauses are not crazy like that. They didn't say that he has to go and win Ballon d'Or, right, before they pay the $3 million. No, I think they are tied to the number of games that he plays, and the competitions that he makes those appearances in, not necessarily trophies or anything. Everton, when was the last time they won a trophy? So those ones, it'd be so easy. Manchester United, Mr. Hagler and his people, they told Manchester United fans that we should keep quiet because the club's minority shareholder had said that United are broke. But in the window that they say Man United are broke, we could be clocking £300 million in spending.
Oh, wow.
And it's not just the microphone.
Later when you are done.
That one you go my back case. See, it's not just the amount United are spending. It is on who United are spending that money.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Benjamin Sesko rejected Arsenal. He's on his way to Manchester United.
Rejected.
Arsenal.
Rejected.
Arsenal. But he's on his way to Manchester United. Carlos Baliba, the Cameroon. See, Kasepu. Poo. Pulele. See, he is possibly the best central midfielder in the Premier League. Liverpool have won the Premier League. Arsenal finished in the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League last season and were in second place of the Premier League. Baliba say, Chelsea have just won the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
Man City have won more Premier League titles in the last 10 years than any other team. Baliba say, still,
lie.
It is Manchester United.
Yeah.
And yesterday, United stepped into the ring. They called Brighton and said, yo, how much be your amounts? Shatawale has that song title, How Much Be Your Amount? He says, Usika saying.
Yes, saying.
Usika no, yes saying. Adiano ne boy is saying. Ne boy is saying. Now, they have told Brighton, name your price. And we will pay. That is pool. Manchester United have finished 15th. By the end of the transfer window, I will personally go and bring Baliba to Manchester United. Yes. Let's talk about other players here because Thomas Müller, he left Bayern Munich after 15 years of service. He has now joined the MLS. He's going to the United States. He's going to play for Vancouver Whitecaps for the rest of the 2025 season. He's 35 and he left Bayern after 25 years at the club, 10 years in the academy, 15 years in the professional ranks, and he has now moved on. And finally, Luis Suarez, he scored from the penalty spot and registered 2 assists for Inter Miami. They beat Pumas by 3-1. They did it without Lionel Messi on match day 3 of the League's Cup opening phase play on Wednesday. That is all time will permit us on the Hitz Sports updates tomorrow.
All right.
We'll be back. Tomorrow will be just one day to the Joy Sports Invitational. We'll get into that conversation and look at what the final preps, the final touches that the teams are making. But today it was important that I spoke to that issue.
Very important.
I always say that if any journalist does that to a relative of mine, hands will touch you.
Hey, I would say.
Because, see, the very people who do this, if they happen to, and God forbid it happens, but if they happen to be the subject of any media scrutiny, they will get very defensive.
Okay.
They will get very defensive. So it is important that all of us, let's do better. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Victor Achu Tamaklo, for the sports update. And that's brought to you by Cowbell Coffee, with you every moment. Coming up, we have some exciting interviews and discussions on Daybreak Hitz 103.9. My name is Kwame Dadzi. Let's take a spin. When we come back, we have more for you.
Kwame is cooking up the perfect multi-bet, ready to serve to all his friends and followers. He's using Betway's Bet Influencer, a new sport. The more money he makes, anyone can